Hi there, welcome back to JD Answers. Today we'll be going over G Sesnor. Welcome back to episode 4 of CANCUS, which will be going over G Sesnor, also known as gravity sensor. Now the G Sesnor is activated when there is a shake or collision. So let's go over that. Now, when you're driving down a road at a certain speed and a car sideswipes you, okay, that's a collision. There's all sorts of collisions you could have. But in this case, your speed has decreased or sometimes increased from this accident, and your direction has changed dramatically or quickly. So therefore your G Sesnor is activated. Now, it could also be when you're parked at a stoplight or even a four-way stop. A car hits you from behind. So your car was at a standstill, but now you've been pushed forward. Or some cases pushed back if you got a head-on collision at that time. Either way, your car from a constant standstill is now been dramatically moved. Now another way the G Sesnor is activated is simply when you're driving down a certain speed again and you see a pothole, or you don't see it and you go through the pothole. So therefore your car is going down into the pothole, back up, your back tire, down and up. So therefore your car is shaking, and therefore the G Sesnor is activated. Another way is speed bumps. So if you're driving, you see the speed bump, you slow down, you go over the speed bump. Great. Now, if you just fly through these speed bumps, your car will be shaking. So therefore, your G Sesnor is activated. Now, another way the G Sesnor is activated is hard braking. So if you wait to the last minute to brake, then your G Sesnor will be activated because you're going at a certain speed and then you slow down dramatically. Therefore, your G Sesnor is activated. Or in some cases, you have no choice but to slow down dramatically because the car in front of you didn't put a blinker or whatever the case is, and you had to brake. But hard braking does activate the G Sesnor. Now, when your G Sesnor is activated, it will lock that current video. In some dash cameras, it would even record in that one video 10 seconds before or 10 seconds afterwards. And sometimes that video will be 25 seconds just to make sure it got that current footage. G Sesnor could be set to low, medium, or high. My recommendation is you set it on medium. That way you can review your files from the micro SD card, and when you review them, you're going to be looking for LOC, locked videos, depending on your dash cam. Most locked videos start with the L. The regular files start with the M. So you start looking for these lock files. If you have a lot of lock files, then you want to set your sensitivity to low. That way you don't have too many lock files. Now, if you review your footage and everything seems fine, there's not too many locked videos, maybe one or two, then you're fine. You could just keep it there. The reason you want to make sure you have your sensitivity right is because if you have too many locked files, then there will be no room or space for the loop recording because it's supposed to delete the oldest video. If you have too many locked files, the dash cam will say memory card is full. And you'll be thinking, well, I have loop recording. It shouldn't say that. The dash camera is obviously malfunctioning, but it's not. It's telling you have too many locked files. So therefore, you have to reset your sensitivity. Now, going back to loop recording. If your loop recording is set to 5 minutes and you're at a 2-minute mark, well, yes, it will lock that current video and save 10 minutes before and 10 minutes afterwards. Great. But eventually at the 5-minute mark, the lock function will stop and your next loop recording starts. And that one starts fresh with no lock on there. But if you're still having incidents after the accident, the collision, meaning you're talking or the other person's irate or both of you irate, then you want to keep this function to record and keep locking those videos. So you'll have to manually, or someone in your car will have to manually hit that lock function to keep your locked videos. This is a good reason why you should have some extra micro SD cards. If you have extra micro SD card or just one micro SD card in your glove box, then when you have an accident, you could just simply switch these out. One thing you want to be careful with is when you format your micro SD card, because eventually in time you will have to format your micro SD card because those locked files do add up. Now just make sure you have downloaded all the lock files that you need saved, because when you format your micro SD card, the locked videos and the regular files all erase. Now one thing I didn't mention, that G Sesnor also works with parking mode, but that will be another video for that. So just to recap, the G Sesnor is activated when you're shake or collision. Now a collision, we all know what that is. Now a shake is either when you're going through potholes, or you're going through speed bumps, or even when you're doing your hard braking. So you want to be careful with that. Reset your sensitivity if you have too many locked videos. So my suggestion is, after you got your dash cam in there, go to about 2 weeks later and start checking your files. See if you need to reset your sensitivity on that. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit all notifications for all upcoming videos and more cam cues. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.